Hi, this is Sabrina, Doctor of Audiology at Salus Hearing and Tinnitus Center. Today I'm here with Emma. Emma is the VP of Clinical Research at Neuromod. Neuromod is the company that recently created the latest treatment out there for tinnitus called Lenire. We're here today in Chicago for the Tinnitus Summit, and you actually came all the way from Dublin, correct?
Yeah, all the way from Ireland. It's a long enough flight.
Well, I'm glad that you're here today sharing information with us. I am really excited to hear that this is a new treatment technology that was recently approved by Health Canada. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it was approved back in July. So we're obviously now working on getting distribution set up, and hopefully within the near future we'll be able to get it to patients in Canada who need it a lot.
Excellent. So I understand it was available in Europe and recently in the United States as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the treatment? First of all, what does it look like, and how long does it generally take to see some benefit based on your research?
So to start with how it looks like, so we have this tongue tip, and you can't imagine it in my hands obviously right now. Unfortunately, I don't have a demo device with me, but it's like a white lollipop essentially. But instead of a lollipop, it's 32 electrodes, and that provides electrical stimulus to your tongue. Then we have what looks like, I'm going to say an old iPod, but that's probably a bit of an outdated description. So it's about this big, it's white, it's called our controller device. That controls the stimulation. It's set up by an audiologist, it's calibrated to your tongue sensitivity levels and your hearing levels, but you have a small bit of control as the patient on that controller device. It stops, starts, pauses treatment. And then you have a set of Bluetooth headphones, and only those headphones can be used with it because there's specific timings between the electrical stimulus and the audio stimulus, and our product development team worked very hard to understand the timings between the Bluetooth delay, between the headphones, the controller, etc. So that's what the device is. Auditory stimulation is pure tones in the range of 250 Hz to 8 kHz, as well as broadband noise is our general, we call our PS1, and that's the main stimulation setting that patients start off with.
Okay.
So sorry, the second follow-up part of that question was?
So how long can someone expect to receive benefit with this new treatment model?
So we recommend at least 12 weeks, and now some patients see benefit even at the 6-week mark, but by continuing to use it, you're continuing to retrain your brain, so it is a process that takes quite a while. So it's like any sport or learning to play the piano, you need to do it repeatedly to get better at it. So even if there is some benefit seen at 6 weeks, we encourage patients to continue to use at least 12 weeks. And even more recently, I was even just at a clinic, and they said some of their patients, it's been up to 24 weeks when they've suddenly seen a response. So that's generally the time frame, but every patient is different, of course.
Wonderful. And so I understand that this is something that is going to be coming to Canada soon. It's going to roll out slowly.
Yeah.
When can we expect it to be available to Canadians to try?
So that is the answer I don't have. So unfortunately we can't give a specific time set. We're now moving as quickly as possible. It took quite a while to set up everything in the States, so we'll probably follow a similar pattern. So that's what the team are working at right now, is getting those kind of distribution and supply chain set up, starting to pick providers, and then in the patient's hands, hopefully in the very near future, which I can't exactly say right now.
Yeah. How long did it take in the States to roll out? Was it about a year?
So yeah, in the States, the commercial team are working on setting up those channels. So I was discussing for about a year or so before we got FDA approval. So once we got FDA approval in March 2023, it was quite quickly in the hands of our first 15 providers, and that was like a pilot for the first couple of months, and they had it from May 2023. But there was a lot of work in the background before FDA approval.
Right. Okay. Okay. Excellent. And so tell me, how is this different? I mean, there's obviously a tactile component to it. Why is that?
So you have your sound stimulation. It can be used to mask, to distract away from the tinnitus, but often when you take the hearing aids out at night, you turn off the cochlear implant, any other amplification or sound therapies, the tinnitus comes back, or you're more aware of it again. So the point of bimodal neuromodulation is, it's called a concept of paired plasticity, and essentially it retrains your brain to pay less attention. You're less aware of the tinnitus percept. Your brain can't pay attention to everything at once. So by paying more attention to the other frequencies and the other auditory input, it can't give the same level of attention to the tinnitus percept. And this is backed up by the electrical stimulus saying these are important, pay attention to all of these. And the reason then that bimodal neuromodulation is different than sound therapy, because of this electrical stimulus, it means it drives long-term plasticity. So as a result of that, that means even when they're not undergoing treatment, they will continue to have relief from their tinnitus. So we've seen in our TENT-A1 and our TENT-A2 studies that there was some long-term benefit there, and we're also looking at data in the real world that backs this up.
That's very exciting. And so tell me, what can patients expect to pay potentially in Canada, or maybe even easier for you, what are they paying right now in the United States, to get an idea?
Yeah, so this is quite a range because it's dependent on the region, of course, and it's set by the provider. So Neuromod sell it directly to providers at a certain price, and then providers sell it on. So I've heard it's roughly between $3,500 and $6,000 across the states. That's quite a wide range, but it is again dependent on geography, city, location, and that. So.
Okay, all right. Well, we're really excited to, that we have another treatment available that is coming to Canada. Is there any other last minute things you want to share?
No, like just again, we're really excited to get into another geographic area because we can, benefit and help more patients, which is ultimately our goal at the end of the day.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Emma, for all that really great information.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great day. Take
Thanks.
care.